defenders, I think, is like.
Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but 6 goals today in the Champions League. Cinematic stuff, people. Arsenal 6, Lens 0. And I've just got back from the game. Big up to all my people who are still up. And obviously, clearly, you can't find your bed. You're excited. Champions League night, Champions League performance. We're now, even though we only needed a point, we've confirmed in it. I can't even find the words. In an emphatic fashion, we have confirmed our route and our passage into the next round. We can, obviously we're fighting for the Premier League allegedly. FA Cup's coming. This is a big month for football. December, the games are jam-packed. We've got a game on Saturday and obviously a game on Tuesday, I believe, Luton away. Obviously, we have on Saturday will mark a week where we played 3 games. So that gives Mikel Arteta the luxury to probably give Ramsdale a Champions League out and maybe bring Miles Lewis Skelly and young Ethan off the bench and rotate and things like that. I know on that topic, a lot is probably going to be said about, come on, Gaffer. First off, we killed them really and truly. The game's done, really. We've got revenge on Lens. Give the young G's who have just returned from representing England and indirectly Arsenal and all of us at under 17s World Cup. I get it. I would have loved to have seen them. Wenger would do things like that, sort of thing. I'm Mr. Halen. You see me talk about all these contents and stuff. And I would love to. And I'm looking at Arteta like, right, you couldn't have given the young G's 1-2 minutes, but I understand he's keeping minutes in the legs for players that are more experienced and are playing for Arsenal this season in the Premier League and whatever we're trying to do as well. Obviously, from a psychological point of view, they're probably chomping at the bit to come on. And maybe Arteta is still demanding a high level of the standards and the consistencies. But I digress. Now I was at the game and it was a weird one in a nice way. I like games like this because it shows, I don't know what it is, but if we could fuse our attacking performances in the Champions League with how we're moving defensively and to a degree in the middle third of a football pitch in the Premier League, we'd be unstoppable. We'd be doing things, and well, unstoppable is an exaggeration, but we'd be a lot better, really and truly. I don't know why it is. I know we've obviously respectfully to their clubs, but Sheffield United, you met the Arsenal sword when we played you lot, and obviously we battered Bournemouth. Now, the Sheffield United game, there was a flurry of goals in the second half, but in the Champions League today, we're looking good in attack. By no means did I think we was in, full flow and it was the maddest sort of attacking football I've seen, but we was ruthless. We started fast. We were spot on defensively, and being at the game, I loved the segment when towards the end of the game, Gabriel's made a block. There was 1-2 chances that Lens had throughout the game. Minimal, but, there was a good effort from one of their lads that hit the post. And as I'm alluding to towards the end of the game, and Gabriel was going crazy and things like that. He's going absolutely crazy. It was lit to see people. So, yeah, we look solid defensively. I won't quite say they came there with a low block because I don't think Lens did that. They were smart defensively where they could be. Ultimately went out the window, but they had like 5 in defense and we cut that open. And being at the game, I love to see the passes Raya was picking up. I love to see that we were spot on defensively. It was nice that we was going direct. Now I want to watch the game again, but there was one of the goals I can't remember, but it's come as a result of playing the ball long. Now, as I said, it was exciting. We scored goals. We was ruthless. We scored early goals, which is unheard of where the Premier League's concerned. But at the same time, and I'm not doubting it because sometimes if a team messes up, take chances. Like we didn't have to be at 100%. It weren't a crazy game like that. We scored goals. Fans had a great day out. Fans viewing the game had a great game. We kept a clean sheet as well. We've messed up the goal difference. One of the best performing in a positive way. One of the best performing teams in well, to be honest, in world football at this moment in time, regardless of what we achieve. But in the Champions League, 100%. And it was a calm day where we was never in doubt, really. And, we get to save some minutes in the legs. But, I don't think it was a game where we was amazing in that regards, but Lens sloppy defending. We took advantage, people. I'll be real. I don't even remember the goal scored. Big up Kai Havertz, actually, because Kai Havertz scored a sloppy goal from a Lens perspective, but it's 2-2. Whether we rate him or not, believe he can justify his price tag or not, we need him to pick up some confidence and pull his own weight and do something. So it's a good moment that he got his first goal at the Emirates, I actually believe as well, because he scored against Bournemouth and Brentford. First goal at the Emirates, another goal from open play. So yeah, yeah, it's lovely to see Gabriel Jesus get on the score sheet. Obviously, Saka and Martinelli, savages. You know, they said Martinelli's not Brazilian. Saka, every minute there's a new winger from somewhere else trying to come for his throne. They say he's not aesthetically pleasing. He's bagging. The two boys are bagging. Havertz is bagging. Jesus is bagging. I'm loving the element of going out wide. You know, I'm loving to a degree interchanging positions. Like Kai Havertz is operating as a striker at times, and Jesus is doing that Brazilian stuff just everywhere, really and truly. So it's nice to see we killed them in the first half. You know, we got the goals early. We took advantage of the mistakes. It's lovely to see the goals shared out once again, and everyone kind of pulled their weight in that regard. Second half, though, if I'm honest, you know, I'm not criticizing it, but naturally there's going to be a bit of complacency. Everybody connected to Arsenal, including myself, and obviously the team and whatnot, and all fractions of that, probably starting to think about Wolves. Second half, I did like how we didn't drop our standards and concede a dumb goal, but I genuinely thought there was a chance to get 7. You know, I did think it was, and at times players are probably, you know, not doing too much, you know, probably enjoying themselves a bit more, just kind of managing the game and just ticking over, because Lens's game plan, whatever it is, goes out the window. And shout out to Lens fans, because they were making crazy noise, missiles and flares, and having it with the police and just moving mad, really. Like, there was one brother I was looking down, I don't think he even saw the game. He's just there, he like a man at the orchestra, just gassing up the fans to keep going, really. So in short, we got the 3 points, kept a clean sheet, entertaining game where we scored 6 goals, where we haven't been necessarily at our best. The optimism stays at the Emirates. You know, we don't know what the Champions League is gonna hold for us. There's still some big teams in that. We need to calm down, really. But we're enjoying the competition, as Edu said, and we're giving a good account of ourselves. The bigger tests are yet to come, but we did what we needed to do. We topped the group again with a compact and congested and condensed fixture list, people. Obviously, if Arteta wants to, you can't make mass rotations, even though it is a dead rubber. But we don't want to go over to Holland, I believe is our last game against PSV, and embarrass ourselves. But he could play a little Ramsdale. Kirill came off the bench. Kirill could get a start. I don't know who's going to be the first choice fullback on the right-hand side between Benjamin White and Tomiyasu, because it seems whether it's on the left or the right, Tomiyasu, owing to his form, has to be in the team somewhere. And whatnot. So there can be rotations and stuff in that regards. And we did well, man. End of the day, anytime you score 6 goals and keep a clean sheet, you know, that's a perfect game of sorts. We can't let our foot off the gas. We did what we needed to do. I don't know who I'd give a man of the match. I think it was solid 8 out of 10 to a degree, all over the place. Declan Rice, quality player, man. Really quality player. Gabriel, I'm not even going to lie. Saliba, he ripped you, he nutmegged you, but it came to nothing. But I think it's a game where everyone will be the man of the match for me, really. When I watch the game again, I might change my mind, but I think no one standards dropped. We did what we needed to do. And obviously, big up Emenya, because he went to the game with me, people, and I was writing down notes. I just want to relay my notes or see if I haven't covered anything, people. I did think it looked like a game before we scored where we might have to be a bit patient and stuff like that. But I think Lens, to a degree, initially were patient in their build-up play. I think for large periods of the game, really until the first goal went in, it was a bit of a stalemate. There weren't really anything to scream and shout about. Lovely to see Kai Havertz score the tap-in, really. And Kai Havertz had an opportunity early doors, people. But for the large part, initially, before the goal started going in, I don't really think there was anything really to talk about. As I've already alluded to, Kai Havertz central and Jesus out wide. It's obviously lovely that we got a goal with Kai Havertz and quickly got a second with Jesus. And shortly after that, the boy Bukayo Saka had to get on the score sheet as well. I did like the initial moves to some of these goals, how it broke down, and we just kept it alive and ultimately exploited that in a Lens perspective. And I'm happy that we got obviously revenge in that regards, people. Obviously, Martinelli made it 4-0. It's been one of the best half an hours of football isolated to just a game of 90 minutes that the Emirates has seen this season. And obviously, you know, we ain't really got the strongest of European pedigree. And I've seen us beat Bayern Munich at the Emirates, and, you know, Jack Wilshere against Barcelona, and even Mesut Ozil's first game against Napoli. And, you know, there's been a lot of big games for this football club in Europe as a whole, and memorable games as a whole. And also at home, we go back to Highbury a couple of times as well. But I do think that, you know, respectfully to Lens, I know they're not the biggest of teams and things like that, but I think that was one of the biggest nights in terms of an isolated game of 90 minutes that Arsenal have seen, if I'm completely honest. And that's got to be our fastest start this season, something that personally I've been very critical on in the Premier League, in that I don't know how we don't start this fast. Now, obviously, even though they had basically 5 defenders, Lens, it weren't a thing where it was low. Obviously, they had bodies there, but it weren't where they're low block and being rigid. So again, it's another game where you look at PSV, you look at probably the 2 performances against Sevilla, to a degree, the Lens game before it didn't go our way at home. I think it's a European thing. They give our players a lot of space and stuff like that. Doesn't happen in the Prem. So maybe that's one reason as to why it doesn't go our way, if I'm completely honest. In the first half, actually, as well, I think possession was 50-50. We had I think 9 shots on target or something like that, people. So it's nice to see we're hitting the target. We had a 60% accuracy in that regards as well. And I did like how we was going direct at times. And I've alluded to the second half. Have I made any notes on the second half, people? Not really, but standard day at the office, really and truly, people. So yeah, smash the like button, let me know your thoughts. Again, watch along business on Saturday. We're back to normal service. I was at the game. I was on Arsenal's arsenal.com on their channel with a couple of other people. I did a video on AFTV as well, so I've been doing my press runs, people, man. We're trying to get the show out there. So yeah, big up my long-term viewers. Smash the like button, comment, like, subscribe. If you're new here, make sure you do that. Everybody, let me know your thoughts on the game, man of the match, what this game means, how optimistic you are in the Champions League, and anything else. Turn on your notification bells, because I always produce better videos for you lot. Stay blessed, stay safe. Wow.
So it's always just that active red flag, defending. I think it's like